Hello, and welcome to Game 7 of the Man of Steel tournament. It's not over yet, folks. Kels had a stranglehold on first place. Now it's a mere cuddle. Kels, how you doing?
I was only up by 3, I think.
Well, trying to win a game against Kels in the science category is like climbing a mountain. And fortunately, I climbed that mountain. I climb every mountain, as someone once said.
Oh my god.
Andy, how are you doing?
No idea at this point after that intro. I'm not even sure who I am anymore.
Well, you're Andy, and we love you.
Okay. All right. I feel better.
I mean, come on.
Stop it. Just
Let them have that one.
yeah. You don't have to spoil everything.
And speaking of spoil everything, Neil, how you doing?
I am doing great.
So let's play a trivia game.
Let's do that.
Before you do that, want to announce for all of our patrons out there, we have started bonus content. We're doing it on a bi-weekly basis so far. Hopefully, you'll tell your friends and neighbors how much more entertaining and funny we are with the bonus content. So when we get more patrons, we'll do more bonus content. So look for your bonus content for our patrons at every level every 2 weeks.
Are we supposed to be funny?
I am. I try.
I am not funny. I approve that every week.
Yet, like Sisyphus, you push that joke up the hill, only to have
There
it
you
roll back
go.
down on your.
Like what again?
Sisyphus?
Sisyphus.
Oh. I
Yeah.
thought you were talking about something else we were talking earlier there.
No, nope, not that at all.
Okay.
Neil, save us from this.
Yeah, we are going to play some trivia. Every week we have a theme, and in that theme we've got 6 categories with 4 questions each. Each question is worth each question is worth exactly 10 points, but maybe a few bonus points thrown in. And then the final question is worth up to 100 points. Today's category is courtesy of friend of the show, Barry. You guys remember Barry Schockel?
Hey, Barry.
We love Barry.
Well, he's not actually here. Oh, he's probably listening though. He's probably listening. So
yeah, we love Barry.
Oh, hi Barry.
Big fans.
And the theme for today's quiz from Barry is women.
Women.
Yes.
Woo! Okay. Something else that we know nothing about.
Well, I was going to say, if there's one thing I know I don't know, it's women.
Yeah.
That's very Socratic of me.
Mm-hmm.
Very.
Or something.
So Neil,
Yeah.
Before we get into the wonderful topic of women,
Mm-hmm.
what are the standings in the tournament?
I don't like the way you said that.
I'm not a big fan either.
Okay. Man. Okay, I'll stop.
Well, so the tournament, we are about to start game 7. And the way we score it is each win gets a player 3 points, second place gets 2 points, and third place gets 1 point. And currently the standings are Andy with 10, Davo with 12, and Kels with 14, with 2 games left to go. It's technically sort of anybody's game.
Yeah, technically.
I think the best Andy could do is tie for first place. But we'll just have to see how it works out.
See.
No, it's possible we could have a 3-way tie still.
Hey, that would be very interesting.
Well, my friend Barry knows how the game's played, and so the first category is science.
Oh, good. The science of women.
Or women in science.
It's more women in science.
Women in science. Okay. I feel better with that.
Question 1. Elizabeth Blackwell was the first woman in the U.S. to receive what relating to science?
Locked in.
I have an easy mode for half points if you want it. Oh, and by the way, before I forget, since this is the Man of Steel tournament, each player can choose to steal another person's answer and basically just use their answer as their own.
I'm locked in with my answer. I may be too specific.
I'm locked in.
Specific may be good.
Yeah.
Probably help.
Okay, Kels.
I think maybe she was the first woman to get a medical degree.
Deva.
I said she was the first to receive a doctorate.
Okay. Can you be more specific? Because that's not specific.
Well, I was thinking. Well, the reason I said I thought I was too specific is I thought she was it could have been the first woman to graduate from college with a degree in science rather than a higher level degree in science. So I will say a doctorate of medicine. I will
Okay.
copy Kels, essentially.
And Andy.
She is the first certified medical doctor, female medical doctor in the United States.
She was the first woman to receive a medical degree from the Medical Institution of Geneva, New York.
Oh,
Right.
Good job.
yeah.
Question 2. In 1983, this American physicist became the first American woman in space. Name her.
Locked in. This has been a joke in my class for the last couple of weeks.
A joke.
I don't think she's a
Mhm.
joke.
I'm offended.
How dare you?
No. You'll understand in a minute.
I'm I'm locked in.
Locked in.
Deva.
Sally Ride.
Andy.
Sally Ride.
And Kels.
Mustang Sally Ride.
So, Andy, tell us what's so funny about Ms. Ride.
One of the things I talk about in class is propaganda and how it works both ways. And I had my class do a little social experiment. I had them go home and ask their parents who is the first female in space. And over 65% of my students came back with their parents said Sally Ride, which is not the right answer. She's the first American woman in space, but the Russians had put more than one woman in space decades earlier. And it's just kind of a funny thing how propaganda can both ways. Both ways. The average American thinks Sally Ride's the first woman in space, but the Russians had women in space in the 1960s.
That's
Well,
interesting, actually.
Yeah,
I'm
that's good.
surprised.
Wow, it's like having my dad, do the game. Like, I'll never be good enough. Why can't you just say that you're proud of me?
Question 3. In 19...
so Sally Ride was correct.
Oh, yeah, sorry, you were all correct. Question 3. In 1942, this Austrian-born famous sex symbol actress invented the frequency hopping technology that laid the groundwork for wireless communication and was used in the Korean War. What's her name?
I'm locked in.
Yeah, I'm locked in.
I have an easy mode if you need it, although I don't know how easy it is.
I'll take the easy mode.
Okay, Davo and Andy are locked in.
Mm-hmm.
Easy mode is she sued Mel Brooks, who used her name to create a similarly named character in the movie Blazing Saddles.
I didn't know that part of it.
Wow. Good for her.
But I made the connection.
Wow.
Locked in.
All right, Andy.
Hedy Lamarr.
Kels.
Hedy Lamarr.
Davo.
Hedy Lamarr.
Correct answer is Hedy Lamarr. There was a character in Blazing Saddles named Hedley Lamarr.
Headley.
Mm-hmm.
And I did not make that connection until you brought it up in the easy mode.
That did help. Headley.
Okay, question 4. Vera Rubin was an astronomer whose work on galactic rotation curves provided evidence of what type of matter, which is not currently detectable by direct means.
I'm locked in.
Really?
Yes.
Locked in.
All right, I'm going to lock in with a total guess.
Okay, Kels.
I want to steal Davo's answer. He seemed very confident.
All right, Davo.
Dark matter.
Andy.
I also said dark matter.
Well, the correct answer is dark matter.
Yes!
I just want to give a quick shout out to former roommate of mine and very good friend Roger Hightower. It's awesome rooming with a physicist who does calculus for fun.
Well, I appreciate both of you.
All right. At the end of round one, the only points missed were Kels on that easy mode. So the scores are 35 to 40 to 40.
Nice.
I absentmindedly wrote down mine as the lowest score because I'm just used to that.
Question or category 2 is television.
Mm-hmm.
The telly.
Question 1. This woman has 23 Emmy nominations, 21 primetime, in which she won 5 times, and 2 daytime Emmy nominations, and she won one of those. She was the first woman to produce a sitcom and the first female host of a game show to win an Emmy. Name her.
Locked in.
Host
And
a
I have
game show.
there's an easy mode for this one too if you need it.
That's a lot of enemies.
She won
I'm
a
locked in with a guess.
Yeah, I'm not sure at all.
There's an easy mode.
I'm gonna lock in.
Okay. Deva,
I said Lucille Ball.
Andy,
Yeah, I'm fairly confident it's got to be Lucille Ball.
and Kels.
I also went with Lucille Ball.
You are all incorrect.
Of
What?
course.
Correct answer is Betty White.
Oh wow.
Oh.
Hello, what game show did she host?
She hosted a show in the early 80s called Only Men or something like that. I don't remember it at all. So she also, by the way, if it ever comes up, a little trivia nugget, she has the record for the longest time between Emmy nominations, meaning that her earliest was in 1951 and her most recent was in 2011.
Wow.
51?
51, yeah.
What was she in at 51?
I don't know.
Man.
Probably the Betty White Show, starring Betty White.
And then what? Hot in Cleveland in 2011.
All right, question 2. This actress, primarily known for her television roles, was the first to head a major television studio. She was nominated for 13 Emmys, having won 4 times. Name her.
Locked in.
Locked in.
Locked in.
Do you want to just all say it at the same time, since I'm pretty sure you got
Yes.
it all?
Sure.
1, 2, 3.
Lucille
Lucille
Ball.
Ball.
Correct answer is Lucille Ball.
Desilu.
Question 3. 2 actresses have won 8 Emmy Awards. Name either one of them. Or name both for a bonus.
8?
2.
I'll give you 10 points if you can name one, and a bonus 2 points if you can name both.
I'm locked in.
Man, that's a really tough question.
Isn't it?
I'm pretty happy with my guess.
No, yeah, I'm gonna go that route. I'm locked in.
Okay.
I'm locked in with a guess.
Andy, what's your answer?
Julia Louis-Dreyfus and Jennifer
Ooh.
Aniston.
Okay.
Ooh, I like Julia Louis-Dreyfus. That's a great answer.
Kels.
I said Mary Tyler Moore
Oh.
and B. Arthur.
Okay. Deva.
I said Mariska Haggerty.
Mm-hmm.
And that's it, because I drew a blank.
Well, one of you got one of them correct.
That would probably be Andy.
No, I'm thinking it's Mary Tyler Moore.
The 2 actresses who have won 8 different Emmy Awards are Julia Louis-Dreyfus and Cloris Leachman.
Cloris Leachman?
Cloris Leachman?
Yeah.
So she's...
Was she on Maude?
She was on Mary Tyler Moore.
Mary Tyler Moore. Okay.
Yeah.
Do you know what she won a Oscar for?
The Last Picture Show.
Yes.
1971.
So I thought it was interesting. I watched The Last Picture Show for the first time a few weeks ago, and I thought it was interesting that Cloris Leachman was in 2 of the most famous 70s movies that were filmed in black and white.
Oh, yeah.
Because she was in Young Frankenstein as well as
Frankenstein.
The Last Picture Show.
Oh, man. Yeah.
Frau Blucher.
Love that movie so much.
All right. Question 4 in television. Before 1987, most lingerie models on TV were mannequins. The ones that were not were required to model the underwear atop their clothes, which meant that even underwear models weren't supposed to show any skin. Nevertheless, in 1987, this bra company began using live models to display their product. Name the company.
Locked in.
I'm thinking it was Klinger from MASH.
It's always MASH with you, isn't it?
Really is.
I'm locked in.
Name the company. What year? 87?
Yes.
I'm locked in.
All right, Davo.
I said Victoria's Secret.
Okay. Andy?
I feel better because I thought Victoria's Secret was a really stupid guess, but there's always comfort in numbers.
Kels?
I said Playtex.
Oh.
So there's a difference between stupid answers and ones that are just incorrect, Andy.
Mhm.
In this case, you were just incorrect. I don't think that was a stupid answer. The correct answer, however, is Playtex.
Playtex.
That was the only brand I could think of.
All right, at the end of round 2, the scores are Davo 50, Kels 55, and Andy 60.
Oh,
Ooh, Andy.
all right.
Which brings us to category 3, history.
History.
Crud.
Your history major, Davo.
I know.
Not
Just an opportunity to embarrass myself.
So one of the things I like about Barry's questions is that he provides a lot of detail, but that makes the questions a little bit long. So I'm going to give the short version of this one, and I'm hoping it'll be enough. Question 1. She became the first black woman elected to the United States Congress, and she represented New York's 12th congressional district for 7 terms. What's her name?
Locked in.
Stealing Andy's.
That was quick. I'm blunt. No, it can't be. It's the wrong state.
I was thinking her too.
I have a guess. I don't know where she's from though, but I'm gonna roll with her. I'm locked in.
Okay, Andy.
Shirley Chisholm.
Yes,
Kels.
Shirley Chisholm.
Correct answer is Shirley Chisholm.
I was not thinking her.
What are you thinking?
Maxine Waters. Because she's
Oh,
from
yeah.
She was the first one, but she's California, I think.
Yeah, she's been in forever. So I was just assuming.
So some other notable things about her. In 1972, she became the first black candidate for the Democratic Party for president. And she was the first woman to appear in a United States presidential debate.
Oh, wow. Remarkable lady.
Very.
Question 2. This woman was the first woman hanged by the federal government. She was hanged for conspiring with John Wilkes Booth in the murder of President Abraham Lincoln. What's her name?
Oh.
Locked in.
There was a movie about this. About her.
Was it?
Yeah. Or maybe it was the sci-fi original Abraham Lincoln versus werewolves.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Let me think.
All right. I'm locked in.
I'm locked in.
Kels?
Willa Lucy Sanders.
Is that a real person? Or did you
No,
just
it is not. No, I just made that up.
All right, Davo.
Suki.
Oh, really? Really?
Andy?
Mary Surratt.
Oh,
Yeah.
See, that name sounds very familiar now.
Mm-hmm.
The correct answer is Juicy J.
No.
Mary Surratt. It's Mary
Too
Surratt.
soon, guys. Too soon.
Oh, man.
I was told I needed to brush up on my Juicy J, so I just thought I'd start throwing them in here and there.
Man, it's nice.
Apparently, he was with the 3-6 Mafia,
36.
or perhaps he still is. I don't know.
Their membership is down. I think it's just him and DJ Paul. So, of the 6s they started with,
It's the 3-2 Mafia now.
It didn't have the same ring to it.
Yeah,
No,
it's not as flashy.
All right, question 3. Who was the first female vice presidential candidate representing a major American political party?
Locked in.
I'm locked in.
It's got to be somebody earlier than her.
Those there.
Or does it?
I'm almost afraid to lock in with this because probably missing somebody obvious. But I can think of no one else. I'm locked in.
David?
Geraldine Ferraro.
Yep.
Andy?
Geraldine Ferraro.
And Kels?
Well, you can probably guess which way I went.
Or later than her?
Yes. Much.
From Alaska?
Yes.
Yeah, no, that's not correct.
Yeah, I figured.
What was her name again? I
Sarah
totally blocked.
Palin.
That's right.
I almost said Tina Fey.
Tina Fey.
Tina Fey.
And by the way, a little trivia nugget that's kind of fun in this moment. She was the secretary of the House Democratic Caucus. Who held that position before her? Shirley Chisholm.
Hey.
Nice. Way to tie
There
it
you
back to
go.
the first question.
I know. See what I
Man.
did there?
Andy.
The more you know.
I'll take a sip off this refreshing Sam Adams for you.
You were going to do it anyway.
Yeah. Let's be honest, Davo.
So my trivia nugget here says that she was the only Italian American to be nominated for a major party national nominee. I haven't confirmed that, but I could believe that she was the first. I don't know if anybody since then has been Italian American.
What year was this?
84.
Yeah.
Who did she run with? Was it
Mondale.
Mondale? Yeah.
Question 4. In what year did all American women win the right to vote?
Oh, come on.
Or earn the right to vote, I suppose, depending on how you
Come
look at it.
on.
All American women.
Right. Many women by state still had the right to vote.
Just those that are really, really good at sports.
Yeah, I'll rephrase it. When did the 19th Amendment pass? Which
19th Amendment.
provided universal suffrage.
So not those who excel at sports. Not all Americans. Okay.
Right.
Well, you said all American women, and it's like, hey, you got to be really good at sports to be an all American. So
I get it.
Still trying to make that joke. Okay.
it's funny. Y'all suck.
I'm locked in. I had to rethink my answer.
So I'll give you points for how close you are, based
Thank
on
you.
how close you are.
I'm locked in.
All right,
I heard this on a podcast recently.
Andy.
The legislation got started in 1919, but it was ratified in 1920.
Kels.
All right. 1920. I almost said 1964, but I would have been wrong because it was a Civil Rights Act.
That's Civil
The
Rights
Voting
Act.
Rights Act was 65, but I wrote 1920.
Good for you.
That's 19th Amendment.
Davo?
I only answered to Neil.
What have you ever answered to me?
I said 19. I said 1926.
All right. Well, you get 4 points then, Davo,
I will take it.
because the correct answer is 1920.
Andy's running away with this.
I know it.
Bloody time.
All right. At the end of round 3, Davo has 74, Kels has 75, and Andy has 100.
Woohoo!
Man, you're doing really well, Andy.
We need 3 straight sports categories, or Andy's he's gonna
We need a wrestling category.
Ooh, please be a wrestling category. This
Wendy Richter.
Category 4 is sports.
Yay!
Great.
Let's start.
Question 1. In 1950, she was the first black tennis player allowed to compete at the U.S. Nationals, which later went on to become the U.S. Open. She also was the first black tennis player to win Wimbledon and the U.S. Open. She later became the first African American to join the LPGA. Who is she?
I don't know about the LPGA part.
I knew about the LPGA. I cannot remember her last name.
That's a very important part of her name.
It is a critical part. I already stole an answer.
It's almost as if without the last name, you couldn't get points for it.
Yeah. It's crazy, isn't it?
I am stealing Kels.
Sure about that, Andy?
I am.
Good for
I
you.
don't have a clue here.
I only remember her nickname, and so I think I remember her nickname. I'm locked in.
Okay. Kels.
Althea Gibson.
Andy gets the same answer as
Stolen,
Kels.
yep.
Davo.
I plead the Fifth Amendment because I picked the wrong person.
Okay. So are you going to give us an answer, or
Was there was I thought there was a tennis player from that era whose nickname was Babe.
Babe.
That's Babe Ruth.
Not
Played
Babe Ruth,
baseball,
no.
and he was white, and he was a babe. Have another Sam Adams, Davo.
It's refreshing.
It's not your mother. That's a man, baby.
So I'm completely wrong. I don't know.
all right? Mildred Ella Babe Didrikson Saharius was an American athlete who excelled in golf, basketball, baseball, and track and field. She won 2 gold medals in the
That's who I was thinking of.
1932 Summer Olympics.
Yeah, I got stuck on her.
And she won 10 LPGA major championships.
Okay, at least
A
I
little
was.
bit early.
I kind of knew what I was talking about.
Well, I mean,
Definitely had a person.
Yeah, that
Who
wasn't
played-
Babe Ruth.
who played golf.
He played golf. Hey,
Question 2. In 1993, Carrie Schuler became the first woman drafted into a major sport. Carrie Schuler was the daughter of then drafting team general manager Ron Schuler. She was the rest of it doesn't really matter. What sport was she drafted in?
it might have mattered to me.
Okay, she was picked in the 43rd round, the 1,208th pick overall of the 1993 draft at the age of 18. Name the sport.
Locked in.
Locked in.
Locked in.
Deva,
Baseball.
Kels,
I also went with baseball.
and Andy.
I don't know why I feel like Schuler is an NFL name, and I went with the NFL.
Well, Schuler is an NFL name, but it's also a baseball name.
Shula is the football name.
Well, there was also Heath Schuler from the Redskins.
Heath Schuler?
Mm-hmm. He was a quarterback from Tennessee. He was drafted by the Redskins, played for the Saints, got elected to Congress.
Wow. Did you have to do a book report on it?
Yeah, I was going to say.
I did.
This is how Davo must feel in the history category. I have no idea what any of that was.
I'll tell you why the rest of that question was important, Neil.
Okay.
Because the fact that she was drafted in the 43rd round meant it wasn't football or basketball because their drafts are much smaller.
Right.
Exactly. So,
Yeah,
baseball is the only thing
So
that
it
makes
had
sense
to
to
be
me.
baseball.
See,
Either was
I just
baseball or hockey.
automatically presumed Neil was smart and knew what he was saying when we said he didn't need to know that. So I was tuning him out.
I was just going to use it as a trivia nugget I didn't really think about. So apparently the team she was drafted into is they were called the Chicago White Sox or something.
It's the Sox.
The White yeah.
Well, it's a Sox. I mean, let's get real.
Oh, shots fired.
Oh, sorry, Mr. Current Success.
Yeah, I got to revel in it, man. I got to revel in it. Thanks for that pitcher who blew out his arm after 2 years. Really appreciate it.
At least you had him 2 years.
All right. That was a joke, by the way. I do know that there's a team called the Chicago White Sox. I think they play in Chicago.
Indeed.
Question 3. In 1567, this queen is said to be the first woman to play golf.
Well, it would make sense if it was her.
I'm locked in.
I'm going to put her just in case. And the other one in parentheses. I'm locked in.
Yeah, I'm locked in.
I have a logical guess.
Andy?
Mary Queen of Scots is the only one I can come up with that would be from that period.
Deva?
I also said Mary Queen of Scots because golf was invented in Scotland.
Mary Queen of Scots for the same reason that Davo said.
Correct answer is Mary Queen of Scots.
Oh.
So I don't know if this is apocryphal or not, but supposedly she's credited with coining the word caddy. because her assistants that she had around were called cadets, and she shortened it
Oh,
to caddies.
Nice.
got it.
Didn't know Mary Queen of Scots had such a masculine voice.
Yeah.
Question 4. On September 23rd, 1992, I'm probably going to butcher this name, Manon Rhéaume became the first woman to play in any of the 4 major North American sports when she played in what sport?
Locked in.
Really? You guys just know this.
We had this question before, or
Oh.
something similar.
And I just knew this.
Oh yeah,
never
Davo
got-
went in the. He was very in depth with it.
Yeah.
4 major sports in North America.
Well, I don't remember having this question before.
I think we had this on vacation.
It was Major, and because Major
Yeah.
practiced saying her name.
Yes. Manon.
Is it Exana Bayou?
No,
Andy, are you locked in?
No, I'm thinking because I've had this before, so I must know it. And I've got a 1 out of 4 chance.
Yeah, just pick one.
Yeah, I'm winning currently, and you've got nothing to lose. So back off.
Wow. Wow. You're going to have to deduct points for unsportsmanlike conduct.
Hey, you get a yellow card, bro.
Exana
It was
Bayou. All right, you know what? I have done this weird. I have a super weird logic about this. So I am locked in.
Oh, good. Kels, what's your answer?
hockey.
Andy, what's your answer and the logic behind it?
All right, so I thought about this, and if it was baseball, I would have remembered 1992. If it was football, I'm 99% positive I would remember 1992. So that made it between basketball and hockey, and it was a name that Major struggled to pronounce. And hockey has all those French Canadians, and so I went with hockey.
Davo?
Hockey.
Correct answer is hockey.
Yes. What was her name?
Manon.
Rion.
Manon.
It was a good
Yep.
question.
So apparently it was just an exhibition game.
Mhm.
So she didn't play like an official game, I suppose. But still. She did play in I think she went on to play in some minor men's minor league games, teams, like in the IHL maybe.
Mhm.
All right. At the end of round 4, Davo has 104, Kels 115, and Andy 130.
Okay.
Didn't really close the gap that much.
This is getting real.
All right. Our next to last category is movies.
All right.
Crapola.
Question 1. Who is the first and only woman to win an Academy Award for Best Director?
Ooh.
Locked in.
I want the director, not the movie.
Yeah.
I could give you both if you liked it.
Extra credit homework.
I don't know this.
What is her name?
Shoot.
I know the movie.
Mm-hmm.
I think I know her first name, which doesn't
Mhm.
help me because Neil's a stickler about accuracy.
That's how it starts. This is when
Maybe
things
it's Babe.
go off the rails.
Maybe it is Babe.
I'm locked in.
You don't sound happy.
Oh, crap. I'm locked in.
Davo, what's your answer?
Well, she directed The Hurt Locker, and I think her first name's Catherine. And that's all I've got. So there.
Man,
Catherine Bayou.
I know.
dude, knocking on the door.
I know. It hurts.
Kels?
Dave, if I said wrestler Bam Bam, what would you say?
You are the worst. Oh, God.
It's Catherine Bigelow.
Catherine Bigelow. God. Bless Bess.
Andy?
I went with Tina Turner because she can do anything.
She can,
Not a
but
bad
she
guess.
hasn't. Correct answer is Catherine Bigelow for The Hurt Locker.
Dang it, dang it, dang it. Now I'm shook. This is terrible.
Question 2. What is the name of the informal test that is a measure of the representation of women in fiction? It essentially tests if at least two women can talk to each other about something other than a man.
I'm locked in.
I'm not familiar with this term.
I am, and I can't. Oh, this is like David with the last one. It's a measurement.
Um,
I'm locked in.
I'm just trying to be clever enough. I am locked in.
All right, Kels.
I said the Rudolph wig factor.
Andy?
I know it's the something test, and I came up with the Golden Girls late night cheesecake test. You know, where they all sit
Mhm.
around the table and eat the cheesecake.
They
Yes.
persistently fail that test, by the way.
Yeah, I know they do. But they always eat that cheesecake. They finish it
I love
every
that
time.
cheesecake.
That's good
It's,
cheesecake.
it's two missions and they accomplish one.
Deva?
The Bechtel test.
Oh, that's right. That's what it is.
The correct answer is the Bechdel Wallace test, although it's usually just called the Bechdel test. What's your nugget, Davo? Because I have one.
Oh, I was gonna talk about that it was derived from a comic strip.
Yeah, that's true. The comic strip had two women trying to go to a movie, and they decided that they were only going to go to a movie where two women were having a intelligent conversation about something besides men, and they ended up just going home.
Hmm.
And the reason I compared it to the Mandela effect is because it's an informal test. It's not something that you can. Well, I suppose you could do a clinical test of it if you actually took scripts and did percentages.
People have gone through
Oh yeah.
and like all the most popular movies for a year, or like I saw one that was some year like 2014. They someone checked all the best picture nominees and found that only half of them passed the Bechdel test.
Oh wow.
It's interesting.
It is a fascinating topic because we're all dudes. We don't really have to worry about representation in that way. That it's so glaringly obvious to one group and that it's not to another is fascinating to me.
Yeah, I didn't write any of them down, so I don't remember off the top of my head, but I looked at a lot of the statistics for like leading women, and they're still way underrepresented. White people are probably overrepresented in most cases, and movies directed by women have a higher percentage of women in speaking roles than movies directed by men. But I'm not sure if that's because of the director or because of the types of scripts that women direct, or what. It's all very complex.
Hmm. We should do a podcast about it.
Let's.
Yay!
But in the meantime, let's talk about Sigourney Weaver.
Ooh.
Yay!
She earned her first Oscar nomination for what action film in 1986?
Locked in.
Locked in.
86. Maybe it'd have to. Yeah. Yeah, I'm locked in.
All right, Andy,
Alien.
Deva.
Oh,
Oh, Andy,
that's
you're
gonna
gonna pay.
hurt.
What?
You left it singular.
You sing. It's aliens,
Yeah,
plural.
Well,
it's part two.
Kels.
oh,
I went I went with Aliens because Alien came out in what 79.
oh, come
Yep.
Yeah,
on. Are you? Oh,
they're two different movies,
no.
They're
man.
two different
I
movies.
know.
That hurt. That hurt me. That hurt me.
Ugh.
Oh, this is the wheels are coming off.
I
That's
don't
how
know
it goes
if my
down.
mic picked it up, but I was like, "Oh
Yeah,
no!"
I heard you.
Wheels are coming off. Oh, I got the yips.
Got a
Okay.
yippee.
Okay. I'm gonna have the catcher come up and just talk to me for a couple minutes.
Yeah, shake it off, man. Shake it off.
Yeah.
Mm, that one stings.
All right. Question 4. Who played Mrs. Robinson in The Graduate? And for a bonus,
Oh,
who was she married to from 1964 until her death in 2005?
I'm locked in.
Locked in.
I can obviously see her face.
think we all can, my friend.
Oh, yeah. I'm pretty sure I'm right.
I'm sure Andy was looking at her face.
Stop it.
Do. My favorite Simon and Garfunkel song.
Is it?
Yes.
It's the only one you know.
I know lots.
Like,
Bridge Over Troubled Waters
okay,
and the Fighter,
the boxer.
that one.
Yep.
And Sound of Silence.
Stop. Just we're done.
Cecilia. Celia, I think.
You're breaking my heart. You're shaking my confidence daily.
I was going to say me and Julio, but I think that was just Paul Simon, wasn't it?
Yeah, it's Paul Simon's solo.
Was that Paul Simon that drove by?
I
Yeah.
think so.
That was our Garfunkel.
Our
delivering the pizza.
I
Poor
was
Art.
important too.
I was John Oates before John O.
So him and John Oates started a company.
Davo, what's your answer?
Anne Bancroft, and she was married to Mel Brooks.
Oh, really?
Oh,
I didn't
that's
know that.
right.
I said Academy Award winner Anne Bancroft.
And Andy?
Anne Bancroft.
Correct answer is Anne Bancroft, and she was married to Mel Brooks for a very long time.
I did not know that.
So speaking of Mel Brooks, I watched The Producers recently, which is supposed to be like one of his best works, and I thought it was just hideous. The only funny part of it was the play where they sang "Springtime for Hitler." That was the only part I even smiled. The rest of it was just. Have you guys seen it?
I
I
have,
haven't.
and I've seen the remake.
Oh, it was awful. They just yelled a lot. And Zero Mostel, I don't know why he's. I mean, I guess he was okay in that Fiddler movie, or play. But anyway, I'm done ranting. All right, at the end of round 5, Devo is in third place with 136. Andy lost his 25-point lead and has 140. Kels is in the lead with 145. It's anybody's game.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So let's talk about music.
Oh, crap on a cracker.
Saving
Dude,
grace.
comeback story.
Comeback story. It doesn't count if you
Comeback
believe
story.
Just stop it. You just shut up.
Right, question 1. This Grammy Award-winning American singer-songwriter is the most successful female songwriter of the latter half of the 20th century, having written or co-written 118 pop hits on the Billboard Hot 100.
Locked in.
Can you name her?
No.
Nah, I don't think I can. Written or co-written. It's a lot of hits.
Oh,
No.
I'm sorry. There is an easy mode.
Please.
I'll take
no.
it.
They don't need it.
I will gladly take easy mode.
Me too.
All right. The easy mode is her 1971 album Tapestry is one of the best-selling albums of all
That's
time.
a gimme. I knew you were going to go with Tapestry.
I was writing her name down when I asked for an easy mode. I'm locked in.
This is a Barry question, so don't blame me. I'll give you
You
Barry's
just-
email after the show, and you can send him your hate mail.
Man, I still don't know.
I don't think
Oh
this
my-
is really this isn't really your genre, Kels. I don't think.
It doesn't sound like my happy zone. All right, I'm locked in.
Andy,
Carole King.
Deva,
Carole King.
and Kels.
Stevie Nicks.
Correct answer is Carole King.
Heck, she probably wrote a song for Stevie Nicks.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised. So that's the thing about Carole King. She did have some popular songs that she sang, but I think she was even more successful as a songwriter.
Well, she was working in the Brill Building as a teenager, and married
You
to.
say that like it means something.
Yeah, I don't know what that means.
The Brill Building produced a number of amazing singer-songwriters, including Neil Diamond.
Neil Diamond.
Diamond worked there for a while. They were the Hits Factory for a while.
Question 2. Which singer has the most Billboard 100 hits with 108 between 2009 and the date of our recording? I mean, I didn't check later this afternoon, so there could be one more. I'm not sure.
Said the most since 2009 to now.
Well, what I'm trying to get at is her career spans 2009 till the current day, and she's
Ah,
had 108 songs on the Billboard 100, the Hot 100.
ooh, I got. Mm, okay.
I got two.
Yeah, I'm gonna lock in, and I have one in parentheses.
Yeah, me too. All right, I'm locked in.
I'm still thinking I've got it between three people.
Close to one.
All right, I'm locked in.
All right, Deva.
Well, Kels, let's see if we share this. I said Taylor Swift, but my parenthetical is Rihanna.
Ooh.
Mm.
Kels.
We both did land on Taylor Swift, but I have Lady Gaga in parentheses.
Oh,
Andy.
Well, this is interesting. I have Mariah Carey
Whose career
and in
started in 2009.
parentheses. Oh crap!
And Rihanna's a little earlier than 2009.
I wasn't sure.
Was not paying attention to the 2009. I was just thinking female with the most.
Mariah Carey's a good guess in that regard.
I like the Mariah Carey guess for sure.
So did
Yeah.
you have a parenthetical too, Andy?
I
Everybody
did.
else did.
It's dead wrong as well. It's Madonna.
Ooh.
Wow.
Well, this was a sweep.
Oh man.
Thank goodness.
I think if it had been like top 10 hits or something, then maybe Taylor Swift would have been in there or Rihanna. But since we're just talking about any place on the Billboard Hot 100, the correct answer is Nicki Minaj.
Oh,
What the what?
Nicki
Yep.
Minaj.
She apparently does a lot of songs with other artists that she's featured on.
Hmm.
Oh, I didn't even think about that.
Yeah, I never remember that.
Well, I'm pretty sure. I think this is one that I've actually asked before, but I like it, so I'm going to keep it in. I'm sure Andy's going to get it. Who is the most decorated female Grammy winner of all time with 27 Grammys, which includes 14 awards with her backup band, Union Station?
Oh, locked in. I did not know it until you said Union Station.
I'm locked in as well.
Backup band Union Station.
I didn't know she was the most decorated, but I am locked in.
Once again, I have no clue.
Have you stolen yet this game, Kels?
I stole your answer in
You
science.
did. You did.
Well, just think about how strange that sentence is. I stole Davo's answer in science.
Yeah, we're in Bizarro world now.
Nah, I wrote something down. It's not gonna make sense. I'm locked in.
All right, Kels, just spit it out.
Madonna.
Andy
Alison Krauss.
and Davo.
Alison Krauss.
Correct answer is Alison Krauss.
I would not have gotten that unless you said the backup band. I did not know that either.
How far does she go back?
Not very. She's in the 90s,
I was
early
going to say late
2000s.
80s.
She does country and bluegrass.
Running the table in bluegrass, right?
Yeah.
She released her first solo album in 1987.
Holy crap! I had no idea.
And then her first album with Union Station was in 1989.
Okay.
Wow, that just makes me sick. She's younger than me, and look what I've done with my life.
You're one Grammy away from being on the board, though. So
did they give Grammy for podcast quiz hosting or something?
You gotta do that spoken word album, man.
Like, either that or we start a bluegrass band tonight.
We do.
I have a harmonica.
You gave it to Ian, actually.
No, I gave Ian one of my harmonicas. I have another.
Oh, what are you, John Popper?
Don't want to brag.
All right, final question. This woman, born in Cotton Plant, Arkansas in 1915, gained popularity as a gospel singer in the 30s and 40s, but her innovative guitar playing, including early experiments with distortion, earned her the title of the godmother of rock and roll.
I watched a video on her not too long ago. I'm
So
like,
did I. That's why I watched
I
this. That's why I
reference her
wrote
in
the
one of my
question.
lectures.
was that polyphonic on YouTube?
Oh, I don't know.
They do deep dives into like music
No,
and
that's not what I
okay.
saw.
Shout out to polyphonic.
Right on. I'm locked in.
Okay. What's your answer, Andy?
Sister Rosetta Tharpe.
Devo?
Your mom.
Wow. Wow.
And Kels?
I'm sorry.
Came with your mom joke.
I'm
Yeah.
so sorry.
Huh.
Sister Rosetta Tharpe.
Correct answer is Sister Rosetta Tharpe.
Which is sad because I love Tharps. They're so cool.
What are you talking
I
about?
didn't-
A Tharp is a very, very small settlement of houses. It's below a village. It's like less than 100 people is a Tharp.
I believe that's a Thorpe.
It's a Tharp. Well, then her name's wrong. It's Sister Rosetta Thorpe.
Yeah, that's it. Her name is wrong, not you.
She's wrong, not me.
Yeah.
So, according to my Google machine, Thorpe is a village or hamlet.
You know what? Google has ruined so many things.
Apparently,
Fine, it's a Thorpe. Yeah.
And when I Google Tharp, I see a video for Sister
Sister
Rosetta
Rosetta.
Tharp.
Maybe
Playing-
I've been Googling Thorpe this whole time. How come when I get it wrong, we do deep dives into why I'm wrong?
You're very
That's
adamant
well,
about it.
first off, he came with a your mama joke.
that is
You know,
true.
so right
I
off
kinda-
the bat, we're on defensive.
You're asking
Yeah.
for it at that point.
I really was.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, guys.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
So anyway, anybody who likes rock and roll, especially old time rock and roll, really needs to look her up if you haven't already, because she was pretty amazing on that guitar.
Pretty
If you
cool.
Yeah,
when you consider that nobody played like that before her, as near as I can tell. But if you Google "Didn't It Rain" and Sister Rosetta Tharpe, there's a video of her playing outside in a train station in front of a big audience. And supposedly, from what I've gathered, that was in Manchester, England, and a group of people took a minibus from London to see her specifically, including the people included in that bus were Eric Clapton, Jeff Beck, Keith Richard, and Brian Jones, who went to see her specifically I think that was in 1961. And
Heavy hitters on that bus.
just about every one of the kind of bluesy rock players from back then considered her an inspiration.
I've not heard that story. That's interesting.
That's really cool.
Yeah.
All right, at the end of our regular rounds, Devo has 151, Kels 155, and Andy got his lead back a little bit with 170.
A little bit.
Got a little breathing room. Please be something I know. Please be something I know. Please.
Well,
I need to win here. Don't make it science.
so sometimes I feel like I get a little repetitive on the final questions, and so this might be another one. But I have a list in front of me of all of the, I think, 14 women who have won more than one Oscar.
More than one.
So I just need you to name me 10 women who have won more than one Oscar for 10 points each.
I have to go against Kels for the final question, and it's an Oscar question.
You're probably going to do as well as I am.
Well, I can assure you, Andy, you've heard of every single person on this list. Well, except for that one. I don't know who that is. Oh, wait, and then that one too. I don't know who that is.
Okay.
But all the other ones.
Wait just 1 second, Bubba. Yes, it's your friendly podcasting fanatic. Here to shout out my trivia brothers from another mother, the Trivia Rogues. When you get a chance, pop on over to the Trivia Rogues and let Billy and the gang educate you on some things, Bubba. Funk on. And do remember to please look both ways before you cross my mind, baby.
This is bloody difficult.
Yeah.
I'm stuck at 7.
Oh. Just thought of one that I would be so embarrassed if I forgot.
So, Andy, Kels has to get 2 more than you to beat you.
Yeah, I know, and I've got 6 right now. So everybody, just be quiet.
You're confident in all 6?
I feel really good with my list so far.
Okay, I've got my list.
I have 10, and I'm happy with my list.
Well, the last time I was happy with my list, I got 2 right. So I'm not gonna. I'm gonna work real hard to be totally ambivalent about my list.
Despite all of your guys' yammering, I
Yammer.
focused, and I think I came up with. I'm just throwing this out there right now. If I'm ever going to get all 10 right on a list, it might be this list.
Oh,
Has
okay.
That's a
anybody
bold.
noticed that? Has
I'm
anybody
like,
noticed that when we do it, it's yammering, and when Andy does it, it's like
Intelligent banter.
loquacious.
Yeah, there's a
Yeah.
difference. I'm hoping someday you'll pick up on it.
It's witty banter from
Right,
McBride.
right. The rest of you are just yammering fools. I've been trying to show you.
I'm locked in.
All right. Let's start with Davo.
All right. First on the list, they should just rename the award for her: Meryl Streep, Kate Winslet, Renee Zellweger, Jennifer Lawrence, Sally Field, Katharine Hepburn, Frances McDormand. Then I started to struggle, and I said Elizabeth Taylor, Vivian Lee,
Oh, that's a good one.
and Betty Davis.
Good
All
list.
right.
Good list.
I forgot Francis McDormand.
I think a couple of your struggles are pretty good ones.
Yay!
Good list.
Kels.
Yes. All right. I have Kate Blanchett, Elizabeth Taylor, Jodie Foster, Vivian Lee, Sally Field, Hilary Swank,
Oh, I forgot about Swank.
Mm-hmm.
Betty Davis, Renee Zellweger, Meryl Streep, and Katharine Hepburn.
And Andy.
Meryl Streep, Ingrid Bergman, Jane Fonda,
Mm.
Jodie Foster, Katharine Hepburn, Elizabeth Taylor, Sally, You Like Me, You Really Like Me Field, Kate Blanchett, Betty Davis, and Frances McDormand.
All right. Let me tally up the scores here and see how we did.
I feel like we all did real well, and I needed one of you guys to forget some stuff.
I wonder if Olivia de Havilland won more than one.
Yes.
Yeah.
She almost made my list.
I didn't
But
even think of her, honestly.
I thought of Hilary Swank instead. Man.
Hilary Swank's good.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Boy Don't Cry, $1 Million Baby, Meryl Streep, all of her movies.
Mm-hmm.
Renee, was it Cold Mountain and Judy?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, see, okay.
Sally Field, Norma Ray, and was it Places in the Heart? No, Places. No, that's not
Oh, I just presumed it was Smokey and the Bandit 1 and 2.
it. No.
No?
Mm.
Huh.
I'm blanking on what Jodie Foster, what else she could have won for outside of Silence of the Lambs.
Didn't she win for the accused? Was it? Was it the accused?
That's it. That's it.
And Sally Field, you didn't mention Lincoln.
I don't know if she won for Lincoln.
Oh, I think she did.
Did she?
No, she was nominated. She didn't win.
You sure?
Yeah, she won her Oscars when she was young and almost back to back.
Well, I
Yeah,
think Sally Field won it for Lincoln.
I'm pretty sure she did.
Okay. So I need to look up a couple of these because you guys seem pretty confident. Like, I don't see Kate Blanchett on my list.
Hmm.
Uh, I feel like she won for Aviator and maybe Elizabeth, but I could be wrong.
I'm looking it up.
I'm looking up Sally Field.
Yeah. So yeah, definitely. I guess my list must be wrong because Kate Blanchett won for The Aviator and Blue Jasmine.
Blue Jasmine.
Yeah.
That's it.
So I'll count that one.
Oh, and you're right. Sally Field was Best Supporting Actress for Lincoln nominee, but she won in Places in the Heart, Norma Ray.
Places in the Heart. Yeah.
Yeah, and Norma
And
Ray
I
was
didn't
the other one she won.
see Renee Zellweger.
She won this year for Judy,
Yeah, there's a recent one.
Okay, so um,
and she won for Cold Mountain.
my list must have been out of date. And I don't have J-Law on here. Did she win twice?
I know she won for Silver Linings Playbook, and
She won.
she was nominated for American Hustle, I think.
Let me make sure. I honestly could be wrong. No, she's just won one.
Okay, she's been nominated a few times
She's
though.
been nominated 4 times.
Ooh,
Yeah, Kate Winslet only won
one time
once
for
for
the
the
read.
reader. So,
Kate Winslet
David-
only won once?
Yep.
Yep.
Dang it!
I remember it being a big deal when she won because she had been up a few
10,000 times.
She was the
Dang it.
Gucci of her generation.
So what that means is, kind of spoiler, Kels and Andy both were perfect scores. Davo missed 2.
Oh, I told you. I thought I had the perfect list.
Congratulations, guys.
So
Man.
Davo gets 80 points, bringing him to 231. Kels gets 100 for 255. And Andy ends up at 270 points.
Kurt, who are the other? Who could you read the list, please?
Oh, yeah, sorry. So apparently my list is out of date, but I've got Hillary Swank, Louise Rainier, Frances McDormand, Vivian Lee, Sally Field, Jodie Foster, Glenda Jackson, Olivia de Havilland,
There she is.
Elizabeth Taylor, Jane Fonda, Ingrid Bergman, Betty Davis, and Meryl Streep. They all had 2 wins. And the only person with more than 2 wins was Katharine Hepburn with 4.
She's got the most ever, as far as acting goes.
I thought Meryl Streep had the most ever.
She has the most
Catherine Hepburn.
nominations.
Oh, okay.
Meryl Streep has 17 nominations,
Okay.
but only 2 wins.
Just 2, really?
I would not have guessed that. If you would have asked me for all the marbles who's won more Oscars, Meryl Streep or Katharine Hepburn, I would have said Meryl Streep.
I'll go Hepburn.
I'd go Hepburn. I wish you'd asked that for all the marbles.
Yeah, I would have lost this game, but instead I won.
Congratulations, guys. That was an amazing final question.
Yeah, that was a good game.
Well done.
You guys did really, really well.
The cap.
So, Neil, where does that put us in the standings?
Well, that puts us with Davo and Andy tied with 13, and Kels has 16, which means that really the last game is the battle for the basement.
No, the last game is critical because that'll be a tie. No, it won't.
Nah.
Crap.
Kels' worst score is 17.
Oh,
You guys'
yeah.
best score is 16.
It's a battle for second.
Again.
Is it really?
Again.
Yes.
What did I have coming into this game?
13.
You had 14.
Yeah.
14, yeah.
I had 12. Oh, no, Dave had 12. I had 10.
Well, it is congratulations to you, Kels, for being the man of steel.
Well, thank you.
Congratulations
Truly.
on your tournament win.
Davo, unless would he still win the tournament if
Yes.
there was an injury
Oh,
before the next match? I mean, if a
That would just
bolt of lightning should come down and strike him dead, would certain
here's the
people at this table?
if Kels were unable to compete, then he would forfeit and get 0 points. The best you could do is tie him.
Think about
So what you're saying, Neil, is the best we could do if Kels was dead is tie him.
Yeah.
Okay. Well,
Kels is very
despite
flammable.
all the macabre commentary, we are very happy for you, Kels. Congratulations. You are the man of steel.
Thank you.
We will be completing the tournament next week to determine which one of us is the first loser, whatever you want to call it. And I hope you all have enjoyed.
There's nothing wrong with Brock.
Nothing wrong with Lou Brock. He's a Hall of Famer.
Yes.
So we hope you've enjoyed this tournament. Please, everybody, if you love the show, hit us up on the Patreon, hit us up on email with topics. We love hearing from you guys. We love Barry, our man Barry. Thank you for the excellent questions. If any of you out there listening feel like throwing us a topic or questions, follow Barry's example and throw them our way. So from all of us here at the Brain Ladle Trivia Podcast, this is Davo with the Man of Steel, Kels.
Man, all I'm missing is a phone booth, so I can just open the shirt just a little bit. That's a different kind of steel. My bad.
Yeah, all right. Andy.
Shout out to Patreon supporter, former guest host, and the best brother a guy could ask for that celebrated his birthday last month. And I just remembered today. Happy birthday, Chris, from all of us.
Happy
Happy
belated.
birthday, Chris.
Happy birthday, Chris. But I think we might have to start putting a time limit on the thank yous at the end.
And Neil.
Thanks for spoiling it again, Neil. Just thanking a Patreon supporter, paying our bills. But no, you go ahead. We want to have more time for you.
No, I appreciate Chris.
Uh-huh.
So the quote for the day.
We don't have time for a quote of the day. I'm sorry, Neil.
Oh, yes, we do.
wrap
Yes,
this
we
up.
do. Because I'm in the control of the stop button. So. This is attributed to Eleanor Roosevelt. A woman is like a tea bag. You never know how strong it is until it's in hot water.
I like it.
I don't exactly know what that means, but I thought it was kind of funny.
Yeah, I like it. Signing off.
Greetings and salutations to all you good trivia people out there. I know what you're thinking. Hey, I really enjoyed this show. How can I get a little more? Well, here to help you out. You can look up these good people on Twitter at Ladle Brain, or if Facebook's more your deal, you can look them up at Brain Ladle Productions. Hey, they've even got their own webpage. It's brainladletrivia.com. Now, if you're feeling generous, you can join a Patreon, where if you donate $10 or more, you can even get yourself a fancy show invite. How about that? Until we meet again, this has been 44, and I'm glad you joined us. Hope I'm out.
The preceding podcast was presented by Brain Ladle Productions. All rights reserved.